Hello, here is Simon speaking from 3dalmanac.com. Today in our video we do a review of a product that was published on the DAZ shop. It's called DA Real World Lighting. It's done by Design Anvil, and it's actually a set of presents, render presents, that tries to give you very easy control of the Sun Sky mode in Iray. How this works we'll see in a second. So let's start. So I already created a small test setup that we can use to show the product. It's a small beach hut and with some simple sand ground that I added, and you don't see the sand on the texture shader view. So let's see what this product is doing. You find all the items of this product in your library after you installed it under Light Presence in a folder called DA Real World Lighting. Everything you need is underneath that, so it's easy to find and control. And in the main folder you see a couple of basic items. The first things that we are going to look at is this base present that is more or less a starting point to use it. And in a second we also have a look at this camera present. So let's first apply this one, and if you look here in the render present, you see it changed it to Sun Sky only mode. That's this product is all about, and already dialed in a couple of parameters that we what it's doing we see in a second. So the second item we are going to look at is this north facing camera. I'm going to add this camera present, and so this Sun Sky mode is actually trying to give you the same lighting you have as a specific location at a specific time, and so it's very important to know where north is, because you know the sun goes up in the east and goes down in the west and so on. You all learned that at school, so it's important to set up your scene to know where north is, and this camera is just facing into north, so when you set it in, you know where you are. I don't think it's good to use this really for shooting, but it's a good pointer where we are. And we see here, like in the northern hemisphere it should be, this beach hut is open to the south, so in the full sun you look into the sun, get the maximum sun, so we did it right. So I'm now going to change back to perspective view, and let's see what's the next thing. So when you set up the product, the overall workflow, it's pretty simple. The first thing is you are setting up where you are, and there are two possibilities to do that. There are these, let's say, more generic possibilities to set you in certain regions of the world. So regarding latitude, so Arctic, Northern Hemisphere, tropical, equator region, southern tropical, southern temperate, and Arctic circle, and so on, and also different time zones. But what's much more easier to do, there is also a folder called Precise Location Presets, and there are a lot of interesting locations where the latitude and the longitude and the offset of the time area is already pre-programmed in it, and that's what we're going to use. So let's start to assume we're in London. I don't know where they have a beach in London, but probably there's a beach club somewhere, so why not? So we set this as the location. You see the latitude and the longitude was set in according to this, and also the UTC offset is very low because UTC is in Greenwich, it's Greenwich time, so we're correct here. So the second thing we are going to do is we are setting in which time of the year we are. So let's say it's summer, so we're in a beach club, so it should be summer, and the time of the day. So let's look for some morning light. In the summer at 6:30 we should have nice summer light, morning light, and let's do a render. Takes a second to set up, and you see you have a nice morning light coming from the east, reflecting here. So that's already working. The overall sun sky is very simple. It's nothing compared to what you get if you use a nice HDRI, but it's okay. So let's see what's happening if we go to another time of the day. So let's see, we want to have some noon sun, and we are going to re-render. So you already see the light is much more brighter. It's coming directly from the front, from the south, and from a much higher angle in the sky. You see here the shadow on the furniture. So that's pretty realistic. It's also very bright. So if it's too bright, there's some exposure present, so that you can set how the exposure should look like. But it's realistical, so why not? So if you see the two renders side by side, too big to really see them complete, but here you can see morning sun, noon. Let's close this one and let's see what's happening if we go to a different time of the year. Let's go back to 6:30 AM, and now let's go into January. So it should be pretty dark at this point of time. So let's see what's happening. This looks pretty dark. So no sun up there yet. Probably in London it's a little bit brighter even at nighttime, but generally it does what it should. So let's go into April. And there we already have some morning sun, pretty similar to the first one. So, and this is more or less what the whole thing does. So let's cancel this one. So let's go back to January in the morning, but now we take a location where this is not a problem. So somewhere near the equator. So let's see, preset location. Let's go to Hawaii, for instance. Here, USA, Honolulu. Let's go there. We are in January. We're in the morning. Let's see what happens. But obviously it's still dark at this point of time, but let's go to 8:30. If you want to have another time, you still can do it manually here. So this is pretty, if you want to see 7:30 or something like that, you can still do it manually. So render this. And we're still dark. So I didn't suspect that this. Yeah, now it looks better. So obviously in Honolulu at 8:30 in January it's still dark. I didn't knew that, but you never learn enough. So, but it's still working. You can set the location, and you can say set the time of the day and the time of the year and get the correct kind of sun. So there's some extras here. So there's some filters for the plume. Actually, I didn't really test it yet what this is doing, so let's just try it. Yeah, so we have higher light here. Let's cancel this and do a plume low, and let's see what the difference is. So you see, it's a kind of, yeah, filter how the sun is working. We're canceling this render. Yes, I still want to cancel the render. Okay, so, and we have here some haze and blur presence. So let's have a high haze level and re-render. And you see, you have here a pretty high level. Can do it lighter. And here still you have some haze, maybe some pollution. I don't think they have that in Honolulu, but you see what you can do here. So, and let's go on clear here, and you can do this same for the tint. So if you want to have a more reddish light in the morning, it's already a little bit red, you can do this. So actually this is working on this blue-red tint thing here, and it's a little bit redder here than the original one. Let's see if I still have this one. Yeah, here. You see, this is more reddish. So when this one is done, let's say we want to have some blue tint, for what reason would I, or so ever. Yeah, so that's what you can do with this product. So yes, we want to cancel the render. We can close it here. These are the main things that this product can do. I think it's very convenient. So, but what's it actually doing? It's just giving you presets for these settings. So these settings, I played with them around manually a lot in the past. So this can be very time consuming to find a good setting. It is very convenient that you have this combination presets where you can easily find a lot of well-working combination, at least if it's not dark at this time, at this place, as we have seen earlier. But this is very convenient. But still, it only is setting things that you could also do manually. So when we look at this product, is it a good product? Is it nice to use? Absolutely yes. When we look at the price, it's a little bit above $20. Is it worth the price? I personally would say no. For this price, I would expect some things that I can't easily do myself. So if it would have added some nice backgrounds or something like that you can't do yourself, that might be okay. But I would say for just presets, for things I can do myself, I don't want to spend more than $10, even if it's so convenient as in this product. So if you're working a lot with Sun Sky, it's probably worth to get it when you can get it cheap. So have a look when there is a good sale. You know, there are a lot of sales on DAZ all the time. Then it's very convenient to have. If you rarely use Sun Sky, maybe if you can get it really cheap, it's a nice thing to have. But you can really do without, with some playing around with all the settings. So that's all regarding this product. I hope you liked our review. If you liked it and you've seen it somewhere in the social networks or on YouTube, you can visit our site at 3d-almanac.com. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.